So we're back, and we're about to hit the bottom of this members list. I think the actual count, I think they've got a little bit over 2,500. So we're at 2,442. And one thing that you have to note for what I'm about to show you is that if you use Facebook, which most people do, this website, okay, there we go, 2,472. This website, save this. The appearance of this website, and so I just did the save as on my complete members list that I've got. So we reach the bottom, see we got the bottom. The appearance doesn't change very often for you. Okay, the things mostly look the same. They'll add new features and stuff, but if you logged in yesterday, and then you log in 2 weeks ago and 3 weeks ago, a month ago, everything looks kind of the same. And that's true for the way that the website looks. But the underlying source HTML changes quite frequently, and it will dramatically change over time. So I've shown you this. This is the most recent source HTML that I have gotten, an example of it for one members list. And this is what it looks like. And what this means, the way that things change, is that I have to write new programming scripts when the underlying HTML changes, or I have to modify some existing programming script. So I've been getting members lists since 2020, and in 2020 when I was getting members list, I mostly used that old blue and white UI. Had a real good format for their members list and had a lot of good information embedded in the members list. And then they switched to this UI, and you can no longer access the old blue and white UI. And I've got now at least 2 different sets of programming scripts that extract the data from this new UI. That again, it doesn't look any different. It doesn't look much different, but there's quite a dramatic change in the underlying HTML. But here we've got the members list. And about last week, I'm going to show you my web application here. I tidied up my programming for this most recent UI, and I've got everything organized here. Very, everything's very tidy. A lot of my old programming scripts is like a bunch of, they've been hacked repeatedly, and it looks like a mess. But this is part of the part of my PHP application that extracts the members from this new user interface, this most recent user interface. And it takes 2 parameters. It takes the file name and the table name. So the file name is the name of the file that I want to get members for. It's going to be PTSD for everyone HTML. And I want to put this in a table called PTSD _for everyone in my database. And so what this is, this members list processor, this is called an object. And what happens is when I call this object into existence, I type this new keyword, I call this object into existence, and I feed it some parameters. So the first parameter it takes is DB, stands for my database. There is a whole big set of programming scripts that are tied to this object, and those programming scripts execute when I run this process function. So what happens is I load this into a web browser, and when I load this into a web browser, this is a web server script. It's a web application, so the script runs on a web server. But I load it into a browser tab in Google Chrome, where I load it in, and this process function will execute, and this process function will load the contents of this members list into a database, into my database on a table called PTSD for everyone. So I've got my database application here. And I've got all kinds of, you'll see here, all kinds of files and stuff. But I'm going to try this, just select everything from PTSD for everyone. And you will see, if I can get this expanded here, we get an error, PTSD for everyone, so the table hasn't been made yet. But as we'll see when I run this programming script, so I'm going to push this will load the programming script over onto, it'll put it on my web server, my local machine. Okay, web development, Facebook site, and I have all my programming scripts loaded. I've got a bunch of them, got a bunch of folders. Members loading. So here, I will run this script. Run this, you'll see here now. When I do this, you will see that I get a bunch of results. So I got 2,464. And maybe you can remember, I think it might have said 2,472 on my list is how many I got. We can run this again to see if it's loaded them all. It might load some more. No. So we got 2,464 users. Okay, and I can scroll all the way down to the bottom here. But you will see that in comparison to this source HTML that I showed you, this is very, 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 very nice and tidy. And so here, that's how we do it. We've got this members list. This members list is easy to get because it has less than 10,000 members. The ones that have more than 10,000 members are hard to get. And actually, you've seen how long this takes. That when they get into 4, 5, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 users, it takes a long time to auto scroll. But when you get in excess of 10,000 members, sometimes Facebook won't even load any members past about the 10,000th member. They seem to have changed that recently. And the other thing is it will start to crash your computer when it starts to get down to about 11,000 plus members, sometime around 11,000. It will crash your computer, and so you have to do workarounds to get the members list for those groups with over 10,000 users, and I'll show you that on a separate video. But here you can see I've got this users list. I've got everybody's group links, so I can check this right here. This is my web browser. This will be legit. Okay, this is for Anita Hodson. Okay. For Anita Hodson, let's see. We can scroll over here, and that'll be her name. And everything it works out just fine. And what I've got to do now, if I get to the point, I may do a demonstration of the old UI, and I'll have to tidy up my code for some of these older UI members list as well. But this is how we do it. And in the next video, I'll talk about the next step involved to transfer, to get this members list, to have it formatted as a, or to generate one of these tables that you may have seen in my files that I've sent you, to send one of these tables that has the cumulative join rates by the day or by the month or whatever it happens to be.